He started having a blocked nose a lot, like he couldn't breathe through his nose, couldn't smell. So we thought he might have had like a sinus infection. And then he started getting a drip out of his nose as soon as we told the doctor that the headaches had started. He got him to go and have a CT scan. He sat us down and said that we think it's a tumour. It was the size of an orange and it was right in behind his nose and it went through up to his brain. Leigh and I met when I was probably about 8 years old. We ended up connecting when I was a teenager and then we kind of went our separate ways, and we used to always somehow find our way back to each other. Being a dad, he loved being a dad, and they'd go exploring, they'd go up to the bush and just explore and find animals and lizards and stuff, take them to the football. Loved to do things like that with them. We'd been engaged for about 10 years because, kids and life. So that was definitely something that he wanted to do. We looked into it because with all the restrictions and stuff like that, it made it a bit difficult, but it was nice to have that time. It was just us. It was a really good day. Leigh was a sheet metal worker by trade, welding, cutting metal, we'd put things together. And after he passed, I was doing some research because I'd seen an article in the news about welding and having a connection to certain cancers. And it happened to be the exact same cancer that he had, squamous cell carcinoma. I called Maurice Blackburn and spoke to Ross. He kind of said that there probably was a connection, and we went from there.
Immediately when I took the call from Rebecca, I knew that I wanted to help her. She explained her story to me. She's a young mum of 37 at the time with 3 young kids. So I knew that I wanted to do everything in my power to help them get compensation. So immediately I started doing some research. I told her I'd get back to her on some initial advice. I was able to locate a number of articles that linked the type of cancer that Leigh was suffering from and passed away from to welding fumes. After that, I immediately called Beck and said, yep, let's go. Let's give it a shot.
We had to try and get a witness who worked with Leigh. It was really hard trying to find someone to help us out.
We didn't have any witnesses, unfortunately. The employer was quite aggressive and denied that Leigh ever welded in his duties.
So Ross had mentioned trying an ad in the paper. Ross called and he couldn't believe it. Like the one person that we were looking for in particular happened to see the ad and called, and that just made all the difference. Leigh was our provider. After he passed, everything was on me. I was really worried about how I was going to support the boys. By doing a dependency claim, it meant that I had a little bit of security and something to put away for them for their future. There's probably a lot of people out there that don't realise there is always studies happening and also dependency claims. If I hadn't have seen that article, I might not have done the research to then realise that this could be something that we could look into.
Once the case had resolved, I could see after speaking with Rebecca that there was a huge weight lifted off her shoulder. Not only were we able to get compensation for her and her children, but it was righting a wrong. It was confirming what she knew, that Leigh did weld in his employment and that he was exposed to welding fumes.
So Leigh, it was really important to him that he was a statistic so that research can continue.
If someone thinks they've got a dependency claim, they should seek legal advice. We're here, we're experts, we can support you through this. We offer all our work on a no-win, no-fee basis, so that also provides some security to know that you're not going to be charged unless we can get you compensation.